Because I want you to start to witness yourself, become self-aware. I want you to see how well you're doing. And if you're not doing very well, be aware of that and decide to change. Because the first mental law is the law of substitution. You can substitute a thought that doesn't serve you and put in a thought that does serve you. Because there's no way that you can feel bad, down, low, negative, depressed, stressed, without having down, low, negative, depressing thoughts. It's impossible. The conscious mind can only hold one thought at a time, and then the subconscious mind goes into action to give you feelings consistent with that predominant thought. Your subconscious mind is your genie. It's wonderful. You ask it to give you something, and it will instantly start to move you towards it. I'm stood here, and let's say I'm out on the road out there, and there's a car coming down the road. And the question that I'm going to ask is it safe to cross? Yes or no? And if it's a no, I stand back maybe, or I admire the car that's going past, or not, and I stay where I am. Because the answer is no, and I know not to cross the road. Because for the last 55 years of my life, if I cross the road and the car's coming, I'm going to have an accident. It's a no-brainer. But if, having asked the question, is it safe to cross the road, the answer is yes, I cross the road. I look left and right, because I've seen that advert where you look left and right with the cat, and I know what to do, my arms and legs move, I breathe, and I enjoy the view, and this all happens automatically. I've learned to do this in the past, and I do it again, I just repeat it. I don't think about it. It just works for me automatically by my autonomic nervous system run by my subconscious mind. Clever, the subconscious mind. Very, very clever. You ask it to do something, one command, it will start to bring it into your reality. At the moment, your subconscious mind is digesting your sandwiches and your carrot cake. You're not thinking about it, it's doing it for you automatically. It's also regulating your heart rate, and your pulse rate, and your breathing rate, and your brainwave. The rate at which your brain is either accelerated or going slow or in control or out of control. It's also running bodily functions for you. Something that you don't think about, but you will now, is blinking. You blink many times a day. Don't think about it. But now you're thinking about it and you're conscious of it, blinking will become awkward. You will be aware of blinking now, watching me. Won't you? But you do it without thinking. Now blinking isn't so awkward, but let me just talk about swallowing. Now you swallow thousands of gallons of saliva every day, probably every week. Disgusting thoughts. And swallowing is very, very easy when you're not thinking about it. But now I've mentioned swallowing, you've forgotten about blinking, and swallowing becomes difficult. Next time you swallow, it's going to be difficult. In a few minutes, when we move off the subject, you'll forget all about swallowing and you'll do it without thinking. But when you interrupt an automatic behaviour pattern, consciously, you get it wrong. And that's what we do in life. We interrupt, get out of the flow, and make things awkward for ourselves. What I'm going to suggest to you is you want to do the opposite of that and make things simple for yourself. And here is the big kicker. I want you from today to go out of here and think only about those things that you want. Only think about what you want. Keep your mind off what you don't want, and then witness your thinking. Say that again. Think about what you want. Keep your mind off what you don't want, and witness your thinking. And if you witness your thinking and refuse to think about those things that you don't want, those things that you fear, those things that you worry about, just refuse with a bit of discipline and practice, you'll find that your life will change instantly.